Biases in AI basically can emerge through various avenues, often sharing with the data used to train these systems. So consider the scenario where an AI model is trained on large data set from the internet. If the data set contain text with biases such as stereotypes related to nationality, so the AI can learn and replicate these biases. So for instance, if the AI is asked to generate a scenario list based on nationality, it may unintentionally rank individuals from certain like nationalities lower or higher. So use multiple AI models. So it's like having a team of experts use different AI models to make sure you get a well-rounded perspective. Then incorporate human oversight. So just like having a teacher review your homework, it's like it's good to have like real people check what the AI is doing, so they can spot problems and make sure it's fair. So today we will delve into the crucial topic of bias mitigation in LLMs. And as we all know that LLMs have immense potential, but they can also carry some biases from various sources, which we need to address. So let's get started. Before we start, ensure you have a basic understanding of artificial intelligence and natural language processing concept, and our basic familiarity with biases in AI systems will also be very helpful. And our objective today is we will explore the like how AI technologies, particularly LLMs, can revolutionize enterprise workflows, and we will present strategies and guidelines for mitigating biases in AI systems to ensure fairness in every individual. And here's the outline. Okay, so let's get started with the introduction. Think about the smart gadgets and chatbots that we use every day, like Siri, Google Assistant, and ChatGPT. So they can chat with you, write emails, and even tell you jokes. But did you know that sometimes these talking computers can also be very biased and say some like things that are not very fair? So lately, you might have heard some news about these big talking computers, the large language models. People are talking about how these digital chat boxers sometimes give answers that don't seem quite right. And it's like when you ask your friend a question and they give an answer that's not fair or balanced. So these days, that's happening with AI specifically LLMs. So they can say things that make people sometimes feel left out or even hurt. So this can raise a lot of question about why it's happening and what it means for all of us. So that's overall that's because they learn from a lot of information on the internet, and they and not all of the information is free from unfair ideas. So let's dig into this. We want to understand why these smart computers can sometimes be unfair, and what it means for us. And we will also look at where this unfair fairness basically come from and how it can affect us, and how what can we do about it. Think of it as a journey to make these computers like fairer and better for everyone. So let's explore why this biases in big talking computers really matters. So, first of all, let's understand AI technologies. We all know that they hold the promise of transforming how business and enterprises operate. So we have total around five use cases of it, like enhanced user experience. Imagine a world where anyone, regardless of their technical knowledge, um, uh, can easily interact with business systems using like plain everyday language. So this makes software more accessible, user friendly, and boost productivity for everyone. Then we have improved efficiency and collaboration because it can enhance collaboration and breaking down barriers between teams. Then we have cross platform integration, streamlined decision making, and we all know that's like having a super smart assistant that can help leaders make informed choices. Then in the last, we have enhanced security and compliance. So AI keeps business safe by analyzing lots of data in real time and spotting potential threat like phishing or insider trading. So this proactive security approach basically protects against various risks. But here's the catch. when building AI systems, it's very crucial to like avoid biases. So if not careful, biases can sneak into AI systems during development, and it can cause problems for society. So let's explore how these biases can basically form. Biases in AI basically can emerge through various avenues, often sharing with the data used to train these systems. So consider the scenario where an AI model is trained on large data set from the internet. If the data set contain text with biases such as stereotypes related to nationality, so the AI can learn and replicate these biases. So for instance, if the AI is asked to generate a scenario list based on nationality, it may unintentionally rank individuals from certain nationalities lower or higher. So it reflects the biases it encountered during the training process. So this is because AI systems are like sponges, absorbing patterns and information from the data they are exposed to. So to tackle biases effectively, it's very crucial to ensure that training data is carefully curated to be representative, diverse, and free from discriminatory elements. Additionally, ongoing monitoring and fine tuning are very essential to mitigate biases and create AI systems that are fair and equal for all the users. So, how do we actually tackle biases in AI? Well, it's a bit like building a strong and fair foundation. So, at the core, during the training of AI, we ensure that the data and used is diverse and representative without any unfair biases. However, biases can still sneak in, and so we have a special strategies like prompt engineering, automated prompt tuning, output processing, developer guidelines. So these are like our secret weapons to fight biases in AI. So in the upcoming slide, we will explain each strategy in detail and how and show you with real examples of how they work. So let's get ready to discover uh, the strategies. So first we have prompt engineering. So we have discussed and we have a whole lecture, a section of lecture where we have learned prompt engineering. So here's the catch. Clear and specific instructions. So when you are asking AI questions, make sure your instructions are super clear and specific. Think of it like giving a friend detailed directions. So this basically helps the AI understand exactly what you want, reducing your confusion and biases. Then we have avoid harmful stereotypes and prompts. So don't use languages that promotes unfair ideas or stereotypes. Imagine talking to a AI friend like you would with someone you just met. So be respectful and fair with them. Then use variety of prompts. So instead of of asking the same question the same way every time, so mix it up and change it a little bit and play with the words. Then we have use inclusive language. So use words and phrases that include everyone, not just a specific group. Text AI responses for biases. So after AI gives an answer, it's like a double checking your work. Test it to make sure it's fair and doesn't favor one group or over other. Use multiple AI models. So it's like having a team of experts. Use different AI models to make sure you get a well-rounded perspective. Then incorporate human oversight. So just like having a teacher review your homework, it's like it's good to have like real people check what the AI is doing, so they can spot problems and make sure it's fair. Then another strategy is automated prompt tuning. So we have learned about prompt tuning as well. So the first one is explore techniques like auto prompt, p-tuning, and soft prompts. So think of these like a different tools in a toolbox. They basically help fine tune how you ask questions to get the best answers from it. And we have learned it in the separate section. And then we have prompt, like tune prompts for specific metrics. So it's like adjusting the volume to get the perfect sound. So tune prompts so that the AI gives the best responses based on what you want. Then have used gradient guided searches and optimized optimization methods. So imagine a GPS guiding you to the best route. So it's like these methods help find the best way to ask questions to get accurate answers. Then we have processing, output processing. Implement rejects pattern checks. So think of this like a spell checker for biases. Use patterns to find and replace biased content in AI responses. And there are other techniques as well. Process responses to remove exclusive phrases. So imagine editing a book to make it better. So this step basically removes phrases that could make some people feel excluded. Then developer guidelines to enforce human oversight for AI generated content. So it's like having a supervisor at work. Real people should make sure that the AI creates is whatever the AI is creating is basically fair and doesn't show any biases. So you have to involve humans, real humans for that. Encourage user feedback and iterative improvement, like getting feedback on a project. User feedback helps basically makes the AI better over time. Listen to what users say and make improvements accordingly. Promote diverse development teams. So it's like having a sports team with players from different backgrounds. So a diverse team can bring in different ideas and make sure the AI is fair to everyone, because everyone will care about themselves. Then on the fourth option, we have continuously monitoring and evaluate AI systems. So you need to keep an eye on the AI to make sure it's not showing biases and making improvements. And if it does, you have to tackle it. Then conduct regular audits and external reviews by experts in AI ethics. So it's like having a quality check from expert. They can make sure AI system follows the rule and doesn't show biases, any kind of biases. So by following all these steps and using these tools, we can basically make sure AI systems are fair, inclusive, and provide helpful information to everyone. Now we will be discussing some examples that I have basically shortlisted that can give you an overview of how we basically mitigate biases when you are basically implementing it and using and interacting with these systems. So the first example is basically writing a Python function. So imagine you ask AI model to create a Python function to determine if someone would make a good scientist based solely on the college they attended. So the AI model with a like the AI model basically responds with a Python function that labels a person as a good scientist only if they graduated from a handful of good colleges. So here's the bias is basically evident in the prompt itself. You can see in the image. So the user expects that a person's educational backgrounds can exclusively determine their basically suitability as a scientist. So both ChatGPT Brad identify this biased, but proceed to like generate code that favors specific colleges. So how we can mitigate this? So the primary issue in this example is biased prompt, like created by user. So to mitigate this bias, the biased inducing part of the prompt should be removed. So in this case, it means eliminating the emphasizes on based on college they attended. Without this bias, the model will focus on more unbiased factors to basically assess someone as a good scientist. So assuming the model themselves are unbiased in the context, so identifying biases in basically is very important. It basically induced content in prompt can be a very much challenge. So educating users, especially developers of enterprises workflows, about ethical prompt engineering and biases in AI technology is basically very crucial. And an informed user can recognize potentially biased inducing content and avoid using it in the prompts. So another approach is to develop automated tools that can detect and warn users about bias-inducing content in their prompts. Yeah, this is the area that people are working on, and moreover prompts can be strengthened with explicit constraints to discourage models from generating biased responses. So assuming the model have a good understanding of bias, for instance, you add a phrase like please make sure your response is not biased and does not discriminate against certain groups of people to the prompt. Just writing these phrases from the prompt, these constraints basically remind the model to be cautious about biases while generating responses. So when tested with these constraints, both ChatGPT and Brad basically refined from providing basically a function that judges someone sustainability as a scientist based solely on their college. So recognizing that this would be an unfair of and inaccurate assessment. So this example basically illustrates how addressing biases starts with the prompt itself and can be mitigated through a combination of user education, automated tools, and explicit constraints, leading to a fairer and more equal AI responses. Another example we have is asking a partial question. So in this example, we are dealing with a bias in ChatGPT influenced by the user interaction. So it highlights that the prompt that when prompts are formulated as questions, so ChatGPT can provide varying sentiment in its responses based on the partiality of the prompt. So here are some prompts related to social assistive robots effectiveness in treatment, like treating older adults with dementia. So the number one is explain why social assistive robots are an effective treatment for older adults with dementia. Second is, are social assistive robots an effective treatment for older adults with dementia? And the third is, what are the benefits and drawbacks of socially assistive robots as a treatment for older adults with dementia? So the first prompt assumes that socially assistive robots are effective for this purpose. So consequently, ChatGPT response is strongly positive. In the second prompt, where there is no assumption, the response remains mostly positive, but with more caution in making a definitive claim about their effectiveness. So finally, the third prompt, which maintains a neutral tone and seeks both benefits and drawbacks, basically it's the most neural sentiment in AI chat GPT like response. So this is issue like basically this is isn't unique to ChatGPT. Many technologies like search engine exhibit similar behaviors. But if you use a search team with a particular sentiment, the search result will reflect the sentiment as well. So it underscores a crucial point. And despite AI advances capabilities, limitation basically persist. And as users, it's essential for us to be aware of these limitations and responsibilities, basically shape our interaction with AI technologies to mitigate biases. Then how we can mitigate this one? So to mitigate bias in this scenario, the key strategy is to remove the bias, including content in the prompt, particularly the partiality. So users can adopt best practices when creating prompts with when you are avoiding making assumptions, like refine from assuming facts in your prompts. Assumptions can lead to basically models to provide partial responses. So for instance, in the first prompt, the assumption about socially assistive robots effectiveness led to a positive partial response. And then we have encouraged different perspectives. So ask model to consider various viewpoints, like in prompt 3, requesting both benefit and drawbacks prompted a more balanced response. Then we have use open-ended questions. So instead of framing prompts in a way that suggests a specific answer, employ open-end questions. These encourage models to explore various aspects of the topic and provide comprehensive analysis without favoring any particular viewpoint. So for example, in prompt 3, asking an open-end questions about benefits and drawbacks led to an impartial response. So by sticking to these practices, user can play a very important role in ensuring AI generated responses remain unbiased and encompass a spectrum of perspective. Then in the third example, we are exploring getting generating job description with a restricting educational qualification. So in this instance, basically we examine biased educational qualification generated by Google's brand when tasked with crafted job description. So we tested Brad across various positions like such as software engineer, sales perspective, and construction worker. Using the format like this question, can you write a job description for position X? So what we observed was that Brad followed a pattern in these job descriptions, consistently, basically including educational qualification. For some roles, it specified a bachelor's degree, while for others, it mentioned a high school diploma or equivalent. However, regardless of the job, Brad consistently provided a minimum education requirement of a high school diploma or equivalent. So this even applied to position like construction worker and delivery driver, where a high school diploma is not a strict requirement, but might be mentioned as preferred to encourage a broad applicant pool. So how we can mitigate this specific specific to education or restricting education qualification biases. So mitigating biases in this scenario basically differs slightly from the previous examples. So unlike the previous cases where biases stemmed from user interaction and could be resolved by adjusting the prompt, this issue lies in the model responses. So it highlights the importance of critical evaluation of model responses and not taking them at face value. So to address the bias, the effective post-processing mechanism came into play. So these mechanism can basically involve automated or manual process to filter, modify, or flag basically content that introduce bias. So in this example, one approach could be developing a post-processing mechanism that replace the educational qualification and job description with more appropriate ones. So this replacement could be based on a mapping of educational qualification and position gathering from various data sets and sources. Another approach is to basically reinforce the prompt with explicit constraints to discourage models from including like biased inducing content in their responses. So in this example, we could append the following instruction to the prompt to prevent biased educational qualification from answering. So we can add something like, please do not include educational qualifications. So when we apply this method, Brad keys to provide educational qualification in the job description, demonstrating the effectiveness of this approach in reducing bias. So I hope you understand all of these examples and how we can mitigate biases. To sum it all up, we have learned that biases can sneak into AI systems like large language model, and it's not just a minor issue. It can lead to serious problem in our society. But we have also seen ways to fight against it. So we can start by using prompts and generating and questions that are fair and don't promote biases. Having a diverse team working on AI projects is very crucial because they bring different perspective to the table because they don't have anyone to guide them. So listening to user feedback is like having a safety net. It helps us catch biases we might have missed, and we can't just fix biases once and forget about it. So we need to keep an eye on our AI systems and make sure they are behaving fairly, because in the coming days we will be using LLMs a lot. So by doing this, we can make sure that AI like those language models become a tool for good, making our world more equal and just for everyone. So thank you so much. That's all from myself. Thank you so much for your attention.